Hello and welcome to Your Broken Galaxy. I have decided to end this year out with a bottom 10 list. So as opposed to top 10 where it talks about the best of something, I'm going to talk about the worst live-action Star Wars movie characters, according to me. I have not done some in-depth analysis. I was just sitting down thinking, which characters do I just have a gut reaction to not like? So, at number 10... Val. This character was in Solo: A Star Wars Story. The reason I don't like this character is because she sacrificed herself in order to pull off a train robbery. It just doesn't make sense. There are a lot of noble characters that sacrifice themselves in Rogue One in order, to save the galaxy from the Death Star. So Disney must have mistakenly thought that what the audience really wants to see is people sacrificing themselves regardless of the reason why they sacrifice themselves. Number 9, the Ewoks. Okay, so this is the only time on this list that I'm using a race rather than a character, and notably, this is also the only time I'm using something from the original trilogy. But the Ewoks being able to defeat the Empire simply does not make sense. If it was Wookiees, that would have been sweet, but these freaking teddy bears brutally destroyed what the Empire calls an entire legion of my best troops. It's just ridiculous. Number 8, Jar Binks. So, honestly, putting Jar Jar at 8 on this list is something I would have thought impossible before Disney bought Star Wars, but that's the power of Disney. We all know Jar Jar is super annoying. Lucas famously said that Star Wars is for kids, and so therefore the idea that Jar Jar would be a fun character for the kids was maybe the intention, but I think it was misguided because all of the kids in the late 70s, early 80s, as well as all the folks born after, and even the folks that were born before but were a little older when Star Wars first came out, they grew up. Jar Jar was a comedic relief that the majority of the audience didn't think was funny, which is why his role in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith was minimized. But seriously, even in Attack of the Clones, it is freaking Jar Jar that suggests the Emperor be given emergency powers. Utterly preposterous. Padme was adamantly against this. Jar Jar, who is from Sheev Palpatine's homeworld, steps into Padme's role as a junior representative, puts forth a motion diametrically opposed to what the actual senator from his sector of the galaxy wanted, and somehow it passes. The fact that Padme doesn't have a scene where she is just berating Jar Jar for the idiocy that he has contributed is a crime. And in fact, I think that might be my next video. Number 7, General Hux. Freaking Hux. This guy honestly was okay in episode 7, I think. But in 8, the opening scene where he is talking to Poe Dameron and Poe is pretending he can't hear him is just the worst. I remember I had just moved to a new city when episode 8 came out, and I went to a theater alone to watch it because I didn't have any friends to see it with. I was the only American in the theater, and when this scene was on, I was cringy, like literally thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed to be from the same country that this scene was made in. Number 6, Rey Palpatine. Rey is a horrible character in episode 7, and from episode 7, she only gets worse. She starts off ridiculously powerful. She can speak with Chewie, because she knows the Wookiee language, and she can speak with the droids. She knows how to pilot the Millennium Falcon. She knows how to perform maintenance on the Millennium Falcon better than Han does. She can use the Force without even actually knowing it was real just 24 hours prior, and is able to out-force pull a lightsaber to herself fighting against Kylo Ren, who has been training his entire life and is the grandson of the Chosen One. She is just too powerful. But then in episode 8, she becomes a whiny little brat. And in episode 9, she maintains her status as a whiny brat. And then, to top it all off, she ends up lying and saying her name is Skywalker. Just stupid. Number 5, Rose Tico. Rose is a bad character for 3 major reasons. In my opinion, there's 3. There could be more, though. She turns from being super mad at Finn when he tries to escape to pretty quickly going on a fun space adventure with him. She says that after she lets go the alien horses, that even though they're going to get caught, it is worth it. She must really freaking love those alien horses, because them getting caught would have meant the certain defeat of the Resistance. And finally, when Finn is going to sacrifice his life to save the people he loves, she sideswipes him and says they can't defeat evil by fighting evil. Instead, they have to protect what they love. Well, what the frick do you think he was trying to do, Rose? He was just about to save everyone he loves by sacrificing himself. Rose is a terrible character. Number 4, Emperor Palpatine Reborn. Palp's coming back from the dead is just utter garbage. And let me be honest, I never liked it in the EU either, with all the cloning and that stuff. It undoes Anakin's journey to destroy the Sith in order to give the honor of defeating Palpatine, who was completely silent during episodes 7 and 8 apparently, to Rey. I freaking love Ian McDiarmid, but if I was in his shoes and they asked me to come back to star as Palpatine again, I would have said no. Palpatine is a near perfect villain in episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bringing him back from the dead only hurts his character and the character of Vader. Number 3, L3-37. Just absolutely annoying in every possible way. Seriously, the fact that this character is a droid makes me happy, because there would be no moral qualms with me taking an axe to it and chopping it into pieces as if it was a living being. Number 2, Holdo, the most idiotic commander in the history of Star Wars, which honestly is really saying something, considering how many war crimes the Republic committed during the Clone Wars. But seriously, when Poe comes up to her and he is just absolutely desperate that they have to have some kind of a plan, and like an absolute moron, Holdo treats him like garbage. She refuses to tell him the plan, which honestly is okay, but then she berates him and gives him no hope whatsoever. Hope is the key here. Again, watch Rogue One. Hope is what the rebels are built on, and Holdo does not provide it. If Holdo's character, she would be like 90% fixed with 2 lines of dialogue. And here they are. Captain Dameron, I know you want a plan. We have a plan. But because we were just tracked through hyperspace, I have to assume there may be some kind of spy on our ship. So I'm not revealing that plan to anyone I don't know, including you. That's all it would have taken. But Holdo is apparently a freaking moron. It maybe is, like someone who has no idea how the military works was writing this story about war. It is Star Wars, after all. Number 1, Jake Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is one of the best characters in the history of cinema. The fact that they threw out Luke Skywalker in order to replace him with Jake is perhaps the dumbest move that Disney could have made regarding a sequel trilogy, possibly only surpassed by not getting Han, Luke, and Leia all together on screen at the same time. Well, that is my video for today. This is the 3rd top 10 video that I've done so far. The first one was the 10 most delicious alien species, and the second was the 10 aliens I want to most punch in the face. If you have a suggestion for a top 10 video, go ahead and put that in the link below. If you like the top 10 videos, let me know. I do what ifs, I do the verses, I do the top 10s. Not a lot of people watch the verses videos, but what can you do? Anyway, I hope you all have a happy New Year, happy 2024. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that garbage.